Welcome, friends from around the world. We are just days away from Peace Week and the final chapter of 99 Days of Peace through Unity 2023. Nothing can grow alone and nothing can happen without action. So as we look back on the last almost 3 months, we can see a ripple of unified actions within our communities, missions being carried out, collaborative projects, new initiatives being made, and so on. We really built a momentum for peace through unity to rise together with the new earth, and we'll continue to do so for a little bit longer throughout Peace Week and then, of course, beyond. So thank you so much for being with us today. We truly do hope to see you again in Peace Week in just a few days. So let's open this gathering officially. Chief Dwayne Perry, will you do us the honor?
Absolutely, thank you. Start with small prayer. Wanabiju, Gichilamo Klang, Benmi Bukumakwa, Netelamapo, Wawa Shishi, Odui Demi Wag. As we gather here in unity and peace and understanding globally, we ask, Grandfather, that you may understand and have mercy and pity upon all of us, that you may remember us in your dreams, that we may move beyond the thoughts of unity, beyond the thoughts of kindness, beyond the thoughts of peace, but into the actions of peace, kindness, and unity, that each and every one of us remember there is unity in that we are all indigenous, and that we belong to the earth, and that we are all shepherds of the earth. We ask, Grandfather, we ask Kitagawa, that you may remember us, that we may walk before you and take care and look after the people of the water, the air, and the earth. Not that we just tend the air of the earth, but that we work and share with all of our relatives of the water, all of our relatives of the air, and all of our relatives of the earth may now come together, that we are truly united, and that we, the two-leggeds, may take our responsibility as human beings that understand and care for each and every one of ourselves and all that we may touch. I thank you, and let me ask that each and every one of us may go forward in kindness, for certainly kindness is the answer to each and every one of our prayers. Anishi, 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 Aho. Thank you for a moment to say a prayer, and I would like to invite everyone to join us on September 23rd. We are going to do a ceremony of unity on top of the Tahiti Way, on top of Split Rock, where we are going to join and bring flags and sharing kindness and active visual kindness that all can see, that we may present the dignity of each other, that those who look on may find the courage to step forward and to share the kindness in their own hearts. We're going to be doing that on the 23rd of September. And we ask that you can join us and bring whatever flag you can. And with those who cannot join us, we know that you are there in spirit. We just simply ask that you go forward in your own magnificent kindness and lift up all you may touch. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Dwayne Perry. Thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you so much for your blessings. As we open up this very auspicious gathering of Peace Week 2023 Assembly, it's entirely right and appropriate that we begin in a prayerful way this gathering. We're so excited. There's so much to share. You're going to learn so much about what's happening. The event that Chief Perry just mentioned on the 99th day, the 23rd of September, is going to be an extraordinary global celebration right around the world. And everything we do is built upon what has come before us. So for those of us, many of us have been weaving and working these last 3 years through these convergences online since the first World Unity Week in 2020. And every one has been an iteration and an improvement and a moving forward and a growing. And as a community of communities, we are growing stronger and stronger and stronger and more resourced in order to do the work that is before us. You see now the growth of One World. You'll be hearing more about that right through Peace Week. We're here in the 11 days of global unity. Today, Wednesday 13th, is a day dedicated to the environment. This is something that's been going since 2004. And of course, for more than 40 years, the world has celebrated the International Day of Peace. Since the amazing advent of the International Day of Peace in the early 1980s, and with deep bows and acknowledgement to all of the pioneers and leaders that participated in the creation of this amazing global event, it has become the most recognized global day, a universal day on the planet. And we bow to our beloved Avon Madison and all her co-creators for bringing us that extraordinary day, around which Peace Week is orientated from the weekend to the weekend, bringing together global events, from extraordinary concert we're going to have in Times Square on the International Day of Peace, the world's first ever fully solar-powered concert, featuring Ringo Starr and Joe Dispenza and many other extraordinary lights. And there are events from the African Union. There are events from Tokyo and Japan. It's literally all around the world. It's the vision of our dreams come to life. So what an honor to be here as we gather for Peace Week 2023, which is the fruit of many, many, many hands and hearts. And we have here today, and I want to welcome our beloved co-producers, our sponsors, our room stewards, our presenters, our musicians, our artists, our tech crew, without which we wouldn't be able to do this. So it is literally the work of what we can all achieve when we come together as one, with one common purpose, one objective, and one goal. So it's with great privilege and enthusiasm and excitement that I want to introduce our first speakers today, who really have been seminal in everything that's taken place over the last 3 or 4 years in the emergence of this work. Laura Rose and Emmanuel Kunzelman from Purpose Earth, from Hollow Movement, are with us. It's after midnight in Spain, but we're so happy, Laura, to have you with us. Welcome to the Peace Week Assembly. And Emmanuel.
How wonderful to be with all of you, to see your shining faces and to be a part of this extraordinary event. I've missed many of you, haven't seen you in a while. I always feel better when I'm in your presence. Thank you for the beautiful work you each bring to our planet, much in need. And Purpose Earth is so fortunate to work with an extraordinary team and with the most remarkable grant recipients. We are just received the applications of over 100 new applicants for this year, and had to close the portal due to the unexpected number of extraordinary people who have applied. So our council is very excited about reviewing all of them. It's going to be very difficult to choose only the handful that we're able to fund at this point, but we're grateful for everyone's generosity, and I'm going to pass the talking stick to Emmanuel. Blessings.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura. And hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining Peace Week 2023. This is really a very special moment. Thank you, Ben, for your vision and making all this happen. And thank you to everyone, the whole team, everyone who's contributed in so many ways to make this work. We're so deeply grateful to all of you. And peace is definitely a whole team project, and it takes us all. And it all flows through. But peace isn't just about sitting at home and feeling peaceful and wishing for peace. It's about taking action, real action in real time to make a difference in this world. And so we ask you all to put your peace in practice. In some ways, that can be volunteer work, helping others, doing what you can to spread the message of peace worldwide. It can also mean making a donation. Purpose Earth is your primary sponsor to make this program possible. And as Laura mentioned, we have just closed the applications, and we have over 100 qualified, lovely grant applicants around the world this year. and your donation will go 100% directly to those grant recipients. And what's more, the donation will be monitored and taken care of through Purpose Earth to be sure that it's spent and utilized in the best, most effective way. You can go to purposeearth.org, check out some of the many grant recipients around the world, and see the good work we are doing everywhere. So I urge you all to put your peace in practice. It takes time, resources, goodwill, hard work from all kinds of people. Help us out. We need to act as a community with our will, with our strength, with our passion, purpose, and sometimes our pocketbooks too. So you can go to purposeearth.org and make a donation, and it will be deeply appreciated by the many recipients around the world who are taking action themselves to bring peace to our planet. And as such, the peace movement is the beginning of not just peace, not just the absence of war, the calming of tensions, but peace as a global cultural transformation. Some have called it metaculture, METTA, in the Buddhist sense of loving kindness and benevolence towards our fellow human beings. And after all, isn't that what we all share and why we're all here tonight? Because we believe in that metaculture. We know in the depths of our hearts and souls that we are kind, loving, sharing, benevolent beings, and we want the best for our fellow humans everywhere and in all ways. That is the cultural transformation that peace begins with and brings forth. The recognition, the remembrance of the oneness, the goodness, the truth and beauty in our souls, that we were brought here to be, and know that it is our purpose in life to contribute to that, to give our service to the good of the whole for humanity, to make peace not only possible, but to transform our cultures and society into the noble beings we were sent here to be. It's a big purpose. It's a big practice. It's a wonderful Peace Week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of the Holo movement that pushes this forward, the grand wave of transformative energy that will sweep the world and bring us all together in one unified force to transform humanity into the loving kindness it was always meant to be. That's peace on earth. That's peace in our community. That's peace as sent to us from the universe. We appreciate your presence. Love you all. Thank you so much for being with us, and looking forward to carrying peace onward and upward. Thank you, Ben. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for everything you do. Blessings, my brother.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for staying up after midnight to be with us. It means a lot to us to have you with us. Thank you for modeling that caring, sharing, kind, generous spirit of metta and Ubuntu and all of the blessings. Your generosity has blessed us richly and greatly and continues to do so. And you model for us that beautiful heart of generosity. Purpose Earth really has blessed so many throughout the community. We can look at Chief Dwayne Perry and so many others of recipients. So I would echo your encouragement, Emmanuel, for people to support, and we'll be sharing more about this as we go through Peace Week. And it's a great way to really touch the grassroots and really affect change where it's happening on the ground. So thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Laura, for everything. Bless you. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for your support. We love you.
Thank you, Ben. Lots of love. Thank you. Thank you all.
We are blessed with extraordinary global spiritual leadership and human leadership, and another long-term supporter for all of us. is the amazing and the extraordinary Miss Audrey Kitagawa from the International Academy for Multicultural Cooperation. Audrey, you look glorious as always. Welcome to the Peace Week Assembly, and thank you for all of your love and support.
Well, thank you, Ben Bowler and the entire Unity Earth team, and your tireless efforts to raise our consciousness to be in constant remembrance of peace, unity, and the cooperative actions that are needed to shift mindsets and hearts to create a peaceful world. And thank you for this opportunity to share about the exciting plenary panel on September 19th, which will be held at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I will be broadcasting live from Hawaii at that time with an all-women's panel on women as powerful agents of transformation for peace. And our panelists will include very powerful women leaders, Keisha Bush, Professor Dr. Aza Karam, Dr. Manalani Mayer, Deborah Sanchez, and I will be the moderator. I'll also be in another program as a panelist, bringing peace through unity and interfaith exploration, which will be held on September 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You know, Ben, events such as these and the many events happening all over the world for Peace Week, and over many years, you know, we have added to that drop into the big ocean of consciousness. And, you know, it also includes the vast body of the international legal instruments that have created to address, you know, the importance of our being able to develop the culture, the hearts, and the mindsets for peace. And also the importance of women, and especially women's role on the peace and security agenda, such as UN Resolution 1325, have the cumulative effect of creating positive change for women. You know, we cannot marginalize and treat unequally half of the world's population. And this is a pervasive issue that addresses the disparity in the power dynamics that has persisted worldwide and historically. So much work must be done to correct this imbalance. And it is important to have discussions such as we are having today to identify solutions and understand how principles of women's empowerment can be transformed into action. I wanted to raise this comment by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who referred to this inequality as the overwhelming injustice of our age and the biggest human rights challenge we face. And he said, gender equality is fundamentally a question of power, and centuries of discrimination and deep-rooted patriarchy have created a yawning gender power gap in our economies, our political systems, and our corporations. So it has been demonstrated through research that countries that involve women in the peace process have processes that are more successful and sustainable, and societies that empower women are more peaceful. So women are very instrumental in being able to create a culture of peace. You know, I wanted also to flag your attention to a UN report, Women at the Peace Table. And it indicated that women bring a practical understanding of the various challenges and the most concrete and effective mechanisms for addressing challenges which can advance the prospects for sustainable peace by ensuring that the paper agreements signed at the table respond to the daily realities on the ground. And another area where women's inclusion is essential is in addressing the environment. And the United Nations Environment Program notes that women provide invaluable contributions to sustaining communities all around the world and managing Earth's biodiversity and natural resources due to their unique knowledge and responsibilities in the sustainable use and conservation of biodiversity. And Indigenous women in particular are recognized as active change agents and champions of sustainability due to their role as custodians of scientific knowledge and technical skills related to food and agriculture, health and medicine, natural resource management, climate change, language, arts, crafts, and spiritual practices that mitigate against the catastrophic impacts of climate change. So if we are to move together in this world to create positive change for peace, the women will be the forerunners. And Ben, I thank you and all of the men who support the empowerment of women and to bring them to the tables of peace and through all dimensions in society and through all of our infrastructures that deal with issues of the human family. And it is clear that women's empowerment is a multidimensional effort involving policy changes, education, and advocacy, and will require the development of programs to support skills, development, economic empowerment, and mentorship. And efforts to raise the stature and inclusion of women will require ongoing commitment, collaboration, and adaptation to local contexts. And Ben, your participation, your support has been so instrumental in opening the door so women can walk through. Thank you so much, Ben Bowler, and all of your Unity Earth communities. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Miss Audrey Kitagawa, thank you so much for those incredible uplifting messages and how inspiring it is to see it happening before our eyes, this emergence. And you see that there are a number of things that really are a sign of the times of this work. One is the prevalence and the rising of female leadership right across the field. Also the emergence and the recognition and respect for Indigenous wisdom. And another area which we're also focusing on is supporting the emergence of youth leadership. So these three things are real focuses for us right through, these 99 days, World Unity Week, the 11 days of Global Unity, Peace Week, all of it. All of it is really a field for which to allow these emergences to come forward. And it's beautiful to witness it happening in front of our eyes. So thank you, Miss Audrey Kitagawa, for your extraordinary leadership in so many ways. And thank you for being with us today. Much, much love. Aloha.
Aloha. Bye-bye.
All right. And it's such a beautiful global community. I'm coming to you from Australia. We have many partners and co-creators in the United States and North America, of course, Hubcast up in Canada, a very strong presence in Europe. This Peace Week, there's going to be extraordinary things coming out of Africa. The African Union is playing a key role in the Peace on Earth by 2030 game. Ambassador Musi is leading the charge on that. It's just an incredible thing to see a truly global coming together. And on that note, I want to welcome one of our co-producers, Anna-Marie van Hove from the Hague Center, based in Holland. And Anna-Marie, it's wonderful to have you with us, another one of those special people that stays up past midnight to be with us. And we really appreciate you being with us, Anna-Marie. If we can bring Anna-Marie up, or I can grab her. There we go. Hi, Anna-Marie. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Ben. Yes, calling in from Vreeland, Peaceland, below sea level in the middle of the Netherlands. And very happy to be here. It's always lovely. And we have been indeed coming together like you have been coming together every Wednesday night. We've come together every Thursday morning European time with a group of people, a lot of women, but also some men. And they will be hosting different rooms out of that collective. A special room has arisen, sorry for my English, Healing for Rising, as it's called. We have the mesh working room for cities and eco-regions that will be continuing to go on, and that will now be also co-hosted by the Living Cities Earth Network, which is really a network of 80 partners around the world that are looking for ways to inspire cities to be living cities. And they are also participating with David Gershon's work. So in that sense, there's a lot of cross-pollination and coming together. We have the youth that you were speaking about, indeed. So we will be coming into room 1 on the Day of Peace from Youth Island in Denmark, which is an old fort that's been offered to youngsters, to youth every year. 6 youngsters are recruited, and they are allowed to lead and develop the fort and have all kinds of things going on there with youth and with other people. And we have been coming there now for the last 3 years and are inspiring youngsters. And also they are calling out to the UN city that is opposite the fort in Copenhagen, in the north part of Copenhagen, to really listen to them and bring them to the design table. And the idea is to bring that also to the UN in New York, to see how on the big event in September 2024, they can not only be on stage, but really be in the design. And this year, we're happy to also then have Robot Sophia join us, and Brother Phil, Chief Phil Lane, will also be in the Zoom when we are on the Peace Week in Room 1. So it's exciting to see how these young, quite a few women, but also men, are really trying to find ways to follow their own hearts and to show us not only in real life, but also in the virtual reality, in the virtual worlds, how a world that could work for all would need to be designed, also using inspiration for Buckminster Fuller. So it's an intergenerational exchange that is also happening there. And yeah, very happy to be there present myself. So I'll be there, and then I will be joining hopefully Chief Perry, because I will be flying to New York to finish off there, which I feel is really such a amazing, as you were saying, Ben, this global context that we're operating in. And I absolutely agree that there's a lot of, as women, we're being invited to step forward. And yeah, we can only do that when we're really supported by men. And I feel it as a great privilege that in this community, there are so many men that really, really respect us, step forward, hold the space, and also in times of vulnerability are there and also show their own vulnerability. So I am expecting us in Peace Week to really be practicing all these kind of ways of being together, to light up different parts of ourselves, and to see how we can human better whilst we're together and really connecting to Mother Earth. Thank you.
Beautiful, Anna Marie. Thank you. Thank you for that. Light up across Peace Week is a wonderful invitation. And to human better, is that what you said? To use human as a verb? That's interesting. That's great.
That's what we do in Living Cities Earth. That's our purpose, to human better and inspire 10,000 cities around the world to really come forward like that.
Well, thank you to you and to the Hague Center for all of your many, many gifts to Peace Week 2023 and everything that's brought us to this moment. We're very grateful, Anna Marie, and we look forward to much more to come. And we're excited about everything that's going to unfold across the next 10 days or so. Amazing, the travels that you're doing, actually touching the points on the earth where so much is transpiring and unfolding and arising, and finishing there at Split Rock, which is a sacred site for all humanity.
I'm not ending there. I'm going to Brother Phil.
And then to Brother Phil. Up in Vancouver.
Really,
yes.
Yes. So beautiful. That's really great. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So I want to bring up now another amazing sponsor, supporter, spiritual leader in her own right, a beautiful bright light that really is bringing so much kindness, wisdom, joy, and hope around the world. And that is Olivia Hansen. So Olivia, I'm going to bring you up here. It's wonderful to have you with us. Thank you for your amazing support as a co-primary sponsor of these 99 Days of Peace Through Unity and Peace Week. It looks like you might be, there you are. I thought you might be frozen in the lake, but no, you've thawed now, which is good. But Olivia, it's wonderful to have you with us. Thank you so much. And welcome to the Peace Week Assembly.
Thank you, Ben. It's just great to be with you and everyone. You know, I can feel the excitement building as Saturday's Peace Week launch gets closer. And I'm excited to hear from all the speakers and to learn more about people's missions and all the wonderful initiatives and programs that we have scheduled. And, you know, I think the public will be so enthused with all the speakers and projects and events to help bring peace and harmony into the world. And it will inspire everyone to want to do more and more. So that's wonderful. That's fantastic. And I'm excited for all of us. For me, I'm going to Dharamsala, India at the end of October with Diane Williams and Deborah Moldow to present the first Oneness of Humanity Award to the Dalai Lama. And what better model of oneness than the Dalai Lama? He's a Nobel Peace Laureate and has spent all of his life working for peace and harmony and oneness in the world. So it should be a great experience, and we'll have a lot of pictures and stories to share when we return. So, Ben, I do want to say thank you to you. You are such an outstanding leader, and you do so much. And everyone at Unity Earth is doing so much. So I want to thank you all for your amazing efforts for Peace Week. And I can't wait. I just can't wait. I know it's going to be wonderful. So much love and gratitude to you and to everyone on the team. So thank you so much.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Olivia. Amazing. I love that you're going to travel there with Diane Williams and Deborah Moldow to Dharamsala and to bestow upon His Holiness this inaugural award of Champions of Oneness. What's it called again?
The Oneness of Humanity Award.
The Oneness of Humanity Award. Beautiful. Can't wait for that to unfold. What a glorious thing to be doing. And again, seriously, sincerely, thank you, Olivia, for your ongoing blessing and support for us. We can't do this without the generous support of our sponsors. And these 99 days, there's been a lot that's transpired. You look at what John and Becky and everyone is doing in One World and the rising of this amazing resource for everybody there. We're in a place now where the possibilities that we're touching are completely virgin possibilities. We haven't been here before. And that is really, due to the incredible collaboration of so many hearts and minds that are willing to push the edges of the boundaries. But without, financial support and resources, we can't do it. So deep gratitude to you and to all of our sponsors. And thank you for being with us, Olivia, today. I know you have many demands on your time, so we appreciate that greatly.
Great to be with you all. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. So thank you all.
Absolutely. And Olivia and Kurt Johnson and many others today are connecting with the Global Oneness Summit, which is coming up in October. So we want to make sure that we pass the baton of this rolling hollow movement from Peace Week, from the 99 days on to you, Steve, and others from the Global Oneness Summit, which is coming up in October. So it's all connected in one big unstoppable ball of beauty. Thank you, Olivia. All right, so I think it's time for some music. We're not going to get far without music in this work. So we absolutely are blessed with extraordinary musicians right around the world who are on this journey with us. And I'm really excited about what's going to be happening. On Saturday, I jump on a plane and go to Vancouver, going to Hubcast Studios. And if you didn't see the Digital Power of Women conference over these last days, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Shanali and her whole team, Sister Jenna, but that was broadcast through the Hubcast Studios media platform, and it was an amazing global event. So very excited to be physically going to Hubcast Studios. John Raymer and Summer Joy are going to be coming there as well. We're going to be anchoring in One World from that local place, doing the whole global broadcast from there. It's going to be amazing. And I'm very excited that our next speaker is going to be there as well. And he is the Artistic Director for Peace Week 2023. Let's bring him forward, Mr. Gary Melkin. And Gary, we're going to be in the flesh there, brother, doing the work, doing the music, doing the dance for Peace Week and spreading that love and joy around the planet. What a privilege! What a privilege! Just so excited to be seeing you soon, Gary, and welcome today to Peace Week Assembly.
Thank you, Ben. This is my global family, and I feel so excited that you've invited me to create the interstitial beauty that music can provide to keep us in our hearts as we let our minds stay connected to all of who we are and not just get so obsessed with the linear rational all the time. So in the spirit of that, the thing that I'm really excited what Peter and you and John, all of us are going to hook up together when we're actually in the same physical space. And there's a lot of events that Peter has put together with Vancouver's beautiful musicians and artists that'll be happening. And there's all kinds of exciting stuff coming up next week that we'll all be co-creating together. And with Rick Olphick and the Peace concert on Saturday, there's just a lot of lovely things coming up. So what I wanted to do is in this moment, as it happens, one of the things that I've introduced is I've introduced my spiritual teacher and beloved friend, Miranda McPherson, who's a phenomenal spiritual teacher in the Advaita tradition, to give a talk on kirtan, specifically on mantra. And she'll be giving the talk during Peace Week. It'll be offered. So I thought as a way to kind of give you a little taste of that, let's all allow ourselves to immerse ourselves in the power of chant and mantra. In this case, the English translation of a Sufi chant. That is, as it happens, I just put together a very short, edited version of this that's about 5 minutes long. And let's really use this as a transmissive practice to deepen our engagement right now as a community, as we not only listen together, but also sing the chant together. And we'll remind ourselves what's going on here in this extraordinary time, and maybe even remind our faces so that our smiles could be reflected as well. So I'm going to just let yourselves really dive into this audio experience, and maybe it's even a wonderful opportunity for random spotlighting to see the beautiful beings that we all are. If there's someone, Ben, that can do that, we just allow ourselves to be seen rather than high and posture. Just allow yourself to be seen. If somebody can do a random spotlighting with this 5-minute piece, I think it'll all be a very bonding and beautiful musical experience together. So let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. And then Hu Allah is the famous joyful Sufi expression. So you ready? Hold on to your hats. Let's experience this. Open up your ears, your hearts, your souls. This is from the album Streams of Grace, Music and Mantra Medicine for Yoga and Inner Peace. And it's going to be launched on the streaming sites all over the world at the end of this month. So check it out. Here it is.
Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as
Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. And that's a shortened version of a 9-minute track from Streams of Grace that I had the great honor to produce and arrange and perform on. And I'm excited that it's going to be launched out to the world in a few weeks. And we'll be hearing more from her during Peace Week. And I hope that you get a chance to see that. And just thank you so much for the great privilege to be able to utilize the vibrational healing power of music to line our energies up to the highest level of peace vibration we can together. And we will do this. We've got this. Thank you, Ben, for letting me be play such an important role in bringing the music and the arts in your team. I love that so much. Blessings. I'll see you next week.
Oh, wow, Gary. Boy, well, if responses could be measured in shivers and tears, you just got a standing ovation. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That was glorious. That was glorious. Thank you. Healing vibrational energy. Yes. Well, there's a lot, there's a lot around that, and we have a lot of incredible tools and abilities to create those spaces. And music, of course, is one of the key ones. Thank you, Gary. Can't wait to see you in a few days in Vancouver. We're going to rock this Peace Week in the most beautiful way. Thank you, brother. We're going down. We mentioned we're a global, a truly global community, and delighted to have our friends from Ecuador, Shri and Kira, here. When we talk about what you can do in 99 days, when we talked about the example of what's possible to achieve in a 99-day period, the shining example we used from 2022 was the construction of the world's largest bamboo pyramid down there, the Pyramid of Peace, down in Tosa Blue Mountain. So it's wonderful to have you here, Shri and Kira. I know representing Kira. Greetings, brother. Thank you for being with us. I know you're planning an extraordinary gathering of 25 different tribal groups coming together during Peace Week. But Shri, welcome, brother. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. And I just want to acknowledge the the gift that was just given to us one more time. Unless we get all mental and talking, let's take a breath in and just really integrate the grace that is ours to claim. And Ben, thank you so much for this opportunity to share what is happening here in Paute, Ecuador. The Pyramid of Peace is truly a miracle in form. You can see it on my background here. It's a 72-foot tall pyramid that resonates above 600 on David Hawkins' scale, which is the peace that passeth all understanding. And we are hosting a conclave of elders from the 19th through the 22nd of September here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And we are just honored that more than 25 tribal groups have agreed to participate. And we have, I think, 30 representatives, 35 coming in. So we've had to deal with some housing issues and getting these people settled when they show up starting Sunday. But what's happening is there is an awakening afoot. The Amazon, as we all know, is such an important rainforest. It goes from Colombia all the way down to Brazil. And here in Ecuador, we have witnessed the destruction that has occurred through the mining interests and the government issuing leases to strip the land. And this has resulted in contamination of the Amazon River. There's many areas where there are no more fish. The water cannot be drunk. And this is going on silently without publicity, that the commercial interests have literally are killing this aspect of the planet. So our approach, rather than confront what we feel is a very unkind and tragic situation, we are seeking to unify the voices of the indigenous people who are directly affected. And these 25 tribes that are coming are here for what we call an intercambio, sharing their wisdom. How do we adapt given that the environment's changing? How do we adapt given that global climate change is affecting us? And how do we hold peace in our hearts and love for those in their ignorance are injuring other beings? And this is the greater question for all of us, because peace is not a tolerance of other beings. Peace is a celebration of the diversity that's on our planet. Peace is the natural state that is just behind all the positionality, just behind all the conflict and judgments. We all hold peace in our hearts. And so it's an opportunity for each of us to cultivate that as a state of unity, to discuss that which must be spoken, that which must be shared. Now, if I may, I have a 1-minute little video that'll give you all a taste of some of the people that are coming, and it is such a delight that these folks have said yes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you two things. One of them, well, just for fun, before I show you the video, here is the Pyramid of Peace with this fantastic rainbow coming in. We caught this picture just a week ago. And the Pyramid of Peace is 72 feet tall, which is a magic number. It's a 9. It radiates. All of the crops in this valley have increased production by close to 30%. Everybody is benefiting from the radiation of this pyramid. So I wanted to celebrate that. You can see down in the corner is a labyrinth, and there's a tent down here. It's really quite a large structure. I'm going to show you the little video now so that you get an idea of what's going to be happening here, because on the 22nd of September, we're broadcasting live through the courtesy and support of Unity.Earth and many other organizations. We're going to be presenting music, dances, and the wisdom sharings of these elders. But here is a very short video that'll give you a glimpse of what's going to be going on and what you can participate in on the 22nd. Here we go.
Es tiempo de unidad, de recibir las enseñanzas de nuestros ancianos, hombres y mujeres de medicina con la guía de las plantas de poder. Se parte del cónclave el 20 y 21 de septiembre todo el día. El 22 de septiembre las puertas se abren a las 17 horas. Evento gratuito desde las 20 horas hasta las 21 horas 30. El campus se cierra a las 21 horas para invitados no registrados. The Rainforest Renaissance se transmitirá a nivel mundial el 22 de septiembre a las 20 horas. Desde la Pirámide de la Paz. Les esperamos en Tosa, en la Montaña Azul, en Paute Azuay, Avenida Chicti, kilómetro 4,5. Es tiempo de unidad y florecimiento.
Take a breath. You got some glimpses of this amazing pyramid. I asked some of these elders, we have representatives coming from Mexico, from the Amazon, from South Africa. And I asked the Mexican representative and one of the Amazonians, I said, why are you coming? Why did you respond to the invitation? And one of the responses was that my beloved wife, Kira Ra, reached out with great passion and love and said, please, come share your wisdom of the plant medicines, share your wisdom of how you are navigating these times. But here's what was interesting. We did not know this last year when we constructed the pyramid. What the Mexican Maya shared with us, as well as the Amazonians, is that there is a prophecy that when the pyramid builders returned, unification would again be possible. I had never heard of this prophecy, but it was vocalized to us by more than 3 different groups. When the pyramid builders returned, unification would be upon us. So this is beyond the eagle and the condor. This is an undercurrent in the collective consciousness of these tribes that we celebrate, because indeed the pyramid of peace is here for that sole purpose, to radiate the energy of the peace that passeth all understanding. We do not need words. What we need is resonance and positive action. Words can be used later. So, beloved ones, all of you here, I celebrate your attendance. I celebrate your love. And I invite you to be with us September 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Join in the fun. It's going to be a fun celebration. There's nothing serious about this, but it is important. And when I say there's nothing serious, what I'm referring to is the seriosity, that it's heavy. This is a celebration of the heart of unity, the celebration of the heart of peace, and the recognition that it's diversity that makes us stronger, the fabric of this grand planet that we share. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking action as your heart guides. Namaste.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Brother Shri. What a wonderful, wonderful project. Just love that, bringing the tribes together and the pyramid builders return. And there are people here saying, I wish I could build a pyramid. Well, if you want to, you can be in touch with Shri, I'm sure, because the vision is to have 12 pyramids of peace around the world. So that's going to be
every continent on this planet.
Yeah, that's the kind
Thank you,
of fun.
Ben. Much love to you. Much love to all.
Welcome. Thank you for being with us, brother. That was great. And looking forward to the Friday night celebration party coming to you from the Pyramid of Peace in Ecuador. Isn't it amazing? Global family coming together as one with all the different celebrations, all the cultural aspects, all the gifts. It really is quite beautiful. It really is quite beautiful. I do want to acknowledge Noreen and Ramail, who are in Pakistan. We don't have time in the program today to go into your particular situation, but you'll be hearing more about what's happening in Pakistan and the relief that Noreen and Ramail are leading, which is supporting hundreds of families who had their houses burned through religious persecution just 2 weeks ago, and that they need our support to bring aid and relief to people on the front line. So you'll be hearing more about that, that important relief asset, that first responders to religious persecution. It's a situation and an issue for which we are passionate. We appreciate you being here. I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Lahore, so we acknowledge your presence. And believe me, we will be advocating throughout Peace Week for people to support your work on the front line. So thank you. Thank you, Noreen. Thank you, Ramail. Friends, we are building upon the wave after wave after wave of peace builders that are with us and that have gone before us. And it is coming into the 20th year of the 11 Days of Global Unity. So we're in the middle of it. We're up and away. It's day 3, right, Rick, of the 11 Days of Global Unity. So welcome, Rick Ulfik. Oh my gosh, it's just so amazing that you're here and you're back in your chair and you're getting it done, and the 11 days of flourishing. And we're on day 3 of the environment, and we're using the themes of the 11 Days of Global Unity every day through Peace Week to honor and uplift those beautiful themes. So thank you, Rick. Welcome. Happy 11 days. Happy day 3.
Exactly. Thank you, Ben, and everyone who's been coming together to create this amazing convergence that we're experiencing right now. It's all about we, right? That's the idea. The We campaign is a global campaign of we the world to unite and amplify the efforts of people, organizations, and movements working for the common good. And it's all taking place there at we.net. So it's all about we. So basically, as Ben has been talking about, 11 Days of Global Unity takes place annually from September 11th to the 21st. And the focus is on what we call the the summit. It's the 11 Days of Global Unity Summit. And there we have panels that are focusing on the 11 themes. And so in general, 11 Days of Global Unity is observing the International Day of Peace on September 21st, and of course, Peace Week that we're all talking about, but also Climate Week. And there are these other things happening, like the campaign Nonviolence that's starting September 21st and going to October 2nd, and global, as Ben mentioned, Global Oneness Day is coming up in October as well. And it's like a wave of unity and peace, right? So for this summit that we're doing, we're featuring extraordinary visionary movement leaders and activists, profound dialogues, interactive sessions, and calls to action. And you are invited to a community gathering and discussion after each of these summit panel broadcasts. So for about a half hour after each broadcast, you can be part of the community discussing the theme of the panel. So just so you get the overview, the first theme is unity for September 11th, and interdependence on September 12th. Environment is September 13th. Then we have economic justice, health, children and youth, women, human rights, freedom, disarmament, and peace. And the speakers are just extraordinary. So for example, unity, and some people already mentioned Deborah Moldau, but Deborah Moldau, Dot Maver, and Sharon Ria will be talking about unity and giving their calls to action to be part of this expansion of a culture of unity in our society and our world. Another one that is a good example is economic justice with Steve Farrell and Larry Clay and Jack Strasberg. So that's going to be an amazing panel. That's on September 14th. Freedom with Kurt Johnson and Rian Eisler, also with Larry Clay. Jonathan Granoff with disarmament, and someone named Rivera Sun, who's part of the campaign Nonviolence movement. And they, by themselves, they have over 4,000 events, including a march from September 21st to the October 2nd. So as an example about the freedom panel, the theme that we are focusing on for that is the democracy crisis in the USA and the future of the world. Many are concerned about the growth of political polarization and intolerance, and all of the things that are weakening the policies and cultural norms that promote we consciousness and the common good. So in the Zoom, in the link, in the chat, I will put the link where you can watch the broadcast and then join the discussions that are happening each day of the 11 days. And actually, if you just go to we.net, you can find the links to register and get be part of it. And another big event that's coming up is Paul Slatkus, and in Times Square for Peace Day, September 21st. And it's really amazing, that particular event is Paul gets everybody in Times Square to form this oh, there's Paul. Okay. And he gets everybody to form a peace symbol made out of all of the people there. Hey, Paul, I'm so happy that you're on. But let me just finish up the other stuff, and but that's great. I'm so glad you're on here. We're also
just about 1 minute, Rick.
Right, sure. We're also co-producing a world peace concert that Ben and others and Gary mentioned for September 23rd at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So basically, it's all about we. So let's see if we can go from a me society to a we society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rick Ulfik. It's such a joy, really, and a privilege to be collaborating, connecting, and building upon what you started back in 2004. 2004, yeah, was the first one. So this is the 20th occurrence. Next year will be the 20th anniversary, the 11 Days of Global Unity. We.net, go check it out. There's so much happening. Rick's just given you a snapshot there. We're going to hear from Paul Slatkus in a moment about that incredible event in Times Square, which we're super excited about. You know, Unifier, a co-producer and a media partner. Tammy Scarlett's here to talk about that. But before we get there, we have another very, very special guest, honored guest, who is here with us. And this is so beautiful to see the piece. I know, Scott Katabas, you got to share real quickly before you go. Scott, just jump in real briefly. Tell us what's happening Saturday night, and then we'll go on to the Peace on Earth by 2030 game. Go ahead, Scott.
Thank you, Ben. 4th year in a row that we are, of course, celebrating. Oh, give me screen sharing, please. We are celebrating Peace Week. So last week we celebrated Rick in 11 Days of Global Unity. It was great. We had Dot and all of Rick's friends. And this week we are, of course, going to be previewing what's going to be happening this week. So join us on the Awakening World this Saturday night. A lot of great music. We're going to have Tatiana Speed, Kristen Hoffman, Gary Malkin, all sharing what they're going to be doing for Peace Week and music. Show will be with us as always. Ben and Becky are co-hosts. Connie and Andrew will be with us. Great Awakening. 4th year in a row, we have the Global Peace Tribe's been in Peace Week and all of it. And so make sure you join us Saturday night, 6 o'clock time, 9 o'clock Eastern. Thank you for the time, Ben. And I'll see you on Saturday night.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for the partnership. It's amazing. We appreciate you so much. We love Saturday night, the Awakening World. And just a note, I land into Vancouver at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be dealing with Canadian customs. You might be better off having John Raymer as a co-host for that one, just as a heads up. I'll try.
Becky has agreed.
Becky,
has
okay,
agreed
great.
to be my co-host.
Becky, yeah, Becky, and if you needed to replace another one, then okay. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for being with us. Wonderful to see you, brother, and I'll see you on the Awakening World very, very soon.
Okay. Safe flight.
Thank you so much. So I was just talking about the emergence of the Peace on Earth by 2030 game, and it has gone from leaps and bounds. Back at the start of the 99 days, we had an amazing day one opening. It was the most viewed event in World Unity Week, and another truly global happening. Again, Africa, Europe, South America, North America, it's all over the world. And through the amazing leadership and vision of David Gershon and his team led by Miranda Clendenning and everybody involved in the Peace on Earth by 2030 game. Again, a key part of Peace Week, and we're going to be closing every day through Humanity Rising. There's going to be amazing content coming from David around the frequencies, And the Peace on Earth by 2030 game, I tell you, it is blowing up. It is blowing up around the planet. And it's a privilege to be a part of it and to support it in Peace Week. And on day 99, David, we're going to have the closing ceremony for the Peace on Earth by 2030, 99 days coming together, which is going to be another extraordinary global convening. So, brother, it's amazing to see it all coming to life, literally. And welcome, David Gershon, to the Peace Week Assembly. And let's get you unmuted.
Get me out of mute. Okay, Ben, thank you so much. So I want to tell a Ben story. I was telling Tammy yesterday about our beautiful meeting last evening, and it occurred to me something happened, Ben, in that evening, and I want to just ground this. It's a beautiful moment. So as you mentioned earlier, and I'll share in a few moments, we have been working on a partnership with the African Union to create what we call Peace on Earth by 2030 in Africa. They want to really step up and lead the way, and they are going for it. And they are saying we can, in this continent, create peace on Earth by the end of the decade. And there was a beautiful picture shown by Miranda when she was there in this Ethiopian trip that Ben organized. And I realized that's when she met Musi, who was the person, Musi Hailu, who is the director of United Religious Initiative of Africa, and was a key part of that event. And I realized, and one last thing, and he was the one who opened the door to the African Union. And I remember when Ben was organizing this, and I said, Ben, what's your strategy here? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Whenever I ask Ben that question, he doesn't have usually a good answer. He just says, I'm called to do this thing and I'm going to do it. And that's what I do. I follow my heart, and I don't always know what the strategy is. So when I was speaking with Tammy, I said, you know, had Ben not followed his heart, had Miranda not met Musi, had we not had that relationship with Musi, there would be no peace on earth by 2030 in Africa. So I honor you, Ben, for listening to that still small voice inside that said, yes, I must do this. Yes, there are different reasons, but I don't really understand the full impact. And you're doing it again. You're bringing us all together in this most magnificent way. So let me just take a moment to truly honor you, my brother, for the beautiful work you're doing for humanity, for all of us bringing us together. So, bless you. As far as what we're doing this week, let me tell you what we're trying to do. Let me give you a little context. We're going to be having an event every day, and now Scott has asked us to do something Saturday night, so that will be event 7. But here's the big picture of what we're trying to do this week. In celebration of the UN International Peace Week, we are inviting people to step into a daring idea that is growing around the world. And that daring idea is to actually create, by the end of this decade, peace on earth. And it's daring because we are stepping into a space and we're saying, we don't know exactly how. We have strategy, we have tactics, we have a lot of the how, we have the game, we have peace in earth zones. But how one mobilizes an entire human species to go from where we are to that is an unknown. What we do know is that if we don't put a stake in the ground, we won't get there. And as my friend Tammy so beautifully states, we are collapsing the wave function. We are accelerating time. We are speeding up time. The premise of this initiative is that peace on earth requires the transformation of people's hearts and minds. This is not a political venture. It's a human venture. It emerges from people and their communities, and it represents a learned competency of practices that can be cultivated by individuals, AKA the game, the 7 actions of the game, the 7 frequencies that we teed up during World Unity Week. And what we've also learned is that when people go on this journey, it is a personal transformational journey. It invites people to go to places they hadn't been before. We call that the growing edge. It also invites communities to do the same. And so we have found ourselves in an energy vortex where we're getting pulled in, and so many opportunities are occurring as people keep saying, yes, yes, yeah, yes, we could do this. Yes, this is possible. So that's the adventure. What we'll be doing this week is that we'll be telling that story over 7 days or 6 days. On Monday, day one, we'll be working with Humanity Rising and talking about the notion of an idea whose time has come, the evolution from the first Earth Run, where we passed the torch of peace around the world in 1986, into the building of this global movement to create peace on Earth by the end of this decade. A journey that has been in play in my heart and mind for some almost 50 years. I feel like this is one of the reasons, or a profound reason, for why I've incarnated. And then on day two, we'll be telling the story of what's happening in Afghanistan. Under the Taliban rule, we have miraculously found ourselves with 3,500 young girls who are not allowed to go to school, who are playing the game. This is their lifeline into the world. And we'll be talking about that story and the empowerment of these amazing young women, and showing some videos that share how they are transforming their lives and their communities, and literally the energetics of their country. They're spread out across 9 provinces. On Wednesday, we are going to be talking about the unity frequency and unity action. We call that Peace on Earth by 2030, Unity in Action. And we'll be inviting our wonderful Julie Kroll to tell a story as someone who's been playing the game, on how she has moved from this polarity. This community that she is part of has a sign that says, proudly, we are the settlers that displaced the native culture, the Native Americans that were there. And she was so shocked by that, and her ancestors were part of that, that she didn't know what to do. And as she was playing the game, her immediate thought was, let's do truth and reconciliation. I said, well, you know, the unity frequency is not really at that level. It's a different energetic. It's about celebrating our common humanity. What is the common humanity that you can find between those who were displaced and those who took over? And she said, corn is that which we can share. And so she's created this profound process of a unity between these two cultures. So I'll be talking with her on that day about her experience doing that, and this power of the action, this unity action, which is celebrating our common humanity rather than our differences, what we have in common. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing another one of the actions and frequencies on cooperation. And this is the Creststone story. My dear beloved Miranda created a Peace on Earth Zone in Creststone, and their goal of their Peace on Earth Zone was to cure hunger in a year. There were children coming to school hungry, and young students, including her own children playing the game, said, we need to deal with this issue. It is so profoundly depressing for us. And they brought the community together. They played the game. They learned how to cooperate. And within a year, they have now an extraordinarily profound amount of transformation in play. And they've cured hunger. So we'll talk about that with Miranda on Thursday. And then on Friday, I am so excited. We will be launching the Peace on Earth by 2030 in Africa initiative in partnership with the African Union and United Religions Initiative. We have key speakers from the African Union. We have our Peace on Earth Zone leaders from across Ghana and from South Africa and from Kenya and from Morocco. We have Kristen playing music, Pato and Antoinette playing music. It'll be a remarkably inspiring and also very historic day when we launch this initiative. And then on Saturday, as Ben was teeing up, we complete the 99th day. And it is a celebration of the players, the learnings, and the activation of a global peace movement. So we have a representative of each of the 7 actions telling their journey, what they learned, and then we'll also be activating and really talking about the global movement to create peace on earth that has emerged over these 99 days. And I can say it has emerged over these 99 days. So that energy field that got built by all of you, we are being able to tap into that. So that's the adventure. I invite you to participate. I will put in the chat some links to these 2 events, well, the week of events and also the African Union event. So many blessings to all the good work that everyone's doing, and I look forward to seeing many of you over the next week or so.
Thank you, David Gershon. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision, your steadfastness, and your devotion to the pathway forward. It's magnificent, brother, to see it all coming to such beautiful fruit and just warming up. I mean, what's around the corner is glorious and magnificent for the peace on earth by 2030 game. So thanks to you, Miranda, Tammy, and all the people, Kristen, all the people who played such pivotal roles in it coming into being. And how exciting to have these deep collaborations through Peace Week with Humanity Rising that you're doing every day, the special messages and then building up to Saturday, the 23rd of September, the 99th day. And on the 99th day, they partied. I think that's in scripture somewhere. Thank you, David. We love you and we're excited and we're looking forward to the joys to come. Thank you for being with us, brother. It means a lot. I mentioned Tammy Scarlett from Unify, key foundational partner in World Unity Week and the 99 days in Peace Week, with Miranda and Adil and Michael and Tammy and all the team from Unify. We are so grateful to what you have built to allow us to be able to reach audience. We're going out today on the Unify network as well. So Tammy, so wonderful to have you with us. You seem to be connected to all the best things that are happening on the planet. And there's an amazing concert that's in a little way like a crown jewel for Peace Week on the International Day of Peace coming out of Times Square, which is Paul. We'll bring Paul up in a minute. But just what would you like to say, Tammy, about the unfolding, kind of glories that is Peace Week before us?
Oh, goodness. Ben, hearing everybody speak and then, knowing I was going to say something about especially the Times Square as this, feature event in the middle of Peace Week, I was like, where do I even begin? Because what I see is this interwoven mandala of what I think maybe for years and years, a lot of us have been like, nose to the grindstone, just one foot in front of the other, doing what we know to do right where we're at, knowing that it's similar to what everybody else is doing. And yet somehow it's grown into this beautiful thing where we're doing work hand in hand with one another. There is almost nothing that is totally entirely siloed out of everybody on this entire call right now. And it's just such a beautiful thing to be a part of and be witnessing. Hubcast, they're such an amazing partner working with so many of us. They're going to be also helping us carry the broadcast for Times Square. But really, this is like this is more than just an event happening in Times Square. To me, this feels very significant because it's a convergence of so much of the work that we've all been doing and so many of you have been doing. One of the things I'm so most excited about is the opportunity for us to acknowledge and with gratitude and honor from the stage on that broadcast, what we're calling the legacy peacekeepers, which include so many people that are here on this call and people that you would know, people like Ben Bowler, David Gershon, Jonathan Granoff, John Raymer, Rick Olphick, Deborah Moldow, Fumi Johns. The list goes on. Forgive me if I didn't say your name because there's so many people, but we get to honor because we want people to understand that the peace work that's happening in our actions comes from our hearts, and it's a part of this field that is knit together. It's so much bigger than us. And what we're doing, the actions that we're taking today are part of the context of a greater picture. So we want people to know about the beautiful things that have come before us that we're able to link arms with for the actions that we're doing today, and therefore make this bigger echo and eventually roll out new ways ways and new ripples of peace on earth. So that's what I'm most excited about. So as a part of the longstanding Peace Wave, we'll be starting the event at noon. And then there's so many, amazing things that Paul Sladkus can tell you about. We're so honored to partner with Paul, the Good News Corporation, as the anchor of this event. I think 21, 22 years. Paul will have to say how many years that they've been holding this down with their beautiful partnership with the Times Square Alliance. And this year being with our partnership with A.Y. Young, who is a unified peace ambassador and also a youth ambassador for the UN for the Sustainable Development Goals. He's bringing his battery-charged battery tour for the first ever 100% solar powered concert in Times Square for peace and ecology. And I am so thrilled to say that we were able to get that story picked up by Yahoo for a potential circulation of up to 3.6 billion people like a week ago. So this is something that's being picked up. What we're doing through these broadcasts now is definitely including this, so people understand this is a part of Peace Week. This is a part of all these other movements, everything that all of you are doing. And so I'll stop talking so Paul can get a word in, but I'm just thrilled. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm so honored that we're part of Peace Week. I'll be there for as many of all these various programs as I can, and I hope you can join us on Peace Day for this event. Paul.
Well, we're honored to be part of Peace Week as well, and I think Tammy said almost 99 9/10 of everything. But I want to invite you all. I actually feel we're all in it. I always say we're all in it together. And everybody on this call are the foundation of the efforts of, I guess, what they call a resolution many years ago. Actually, 1984. Some people, I think it's 82 or 84 in the United Nations, to have a day of peace, reinvigorated in 2002. The interesting thing and the wonderful thing is that you all know the history, because you guys are part of the history of the International Day of Peace and strengthening that message, a desire to 12 noon or additional events, or the 11 days, my buddy Rick and all of you. I feel very close to everybody here. So I'm honored because we will have the opportunity to share many of you. I mean, there's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have been involved, that volunteered, pro bono, driven. I even said, sometimes when we did and I'll give a shout out to Reverend Susanna Bastarrica and James Cannings, starting way back at 2002. I guess they asked me to be the host. I was host for many years. And so, hundreds of people, even if we ran over time, because we never said no to anybody. Susanna never said no, and I still don't say no. Now I'm in real trouble because I was going to do a 5-hour show, and now it's 5.5 hours, and I got crews, and now I got to pay big bucks because I got a crew and I got a big stage, and it's like my CBS and PBS days. We're really putting together a program. We have Marion Williamson. In addition to AY and his team, we have Ohm, who have been our anchor for this broadcast with Michelle Pascal. Michelle does great work in prisons and has almost a 95%, says the Governor Newsom of California, success rate in those that leave prison and staying clean, let's call it. So that's going to be a big reality. He'll mention that right before Marianne Williamson. He has good friendships, great friendships with Earth, Wind, and Fire and his whole team. And so they have the musical director, they have the drummer, Michael Jackson, and Paul Pesco is a guitar player, just went out, Jennifer Lopez. So it's a serious musicians going on in that state. And they're going to take an hour and 15 minutes with Marianne speaking. And then we have, it just doesn't stop. I mean, we start 11:30. We have some, what they call them, performance artists, all right? And I think this is a big day. So we have Madonna, we have Elvis, who has a song for peace and love, Elton John. And this is a big one, I think, and I have to see the video, but I believe he did it on the Great Wall, a guy named W. Jackson. He is Michael Jackson, a Chinese Michael Jackson. He looks like him, he dances like him. You shake his hand, you think, you're with Michael Jackson. I have the guy that took Michael Jackson around the world, Charles Sullivan. He's going to introduce him all around the world with for his Heal the World song. He's singing, I believe. We're just downloading it from Baidu. I'm very involved with the Asian community since 1985. And so, and the multicultural communities, because we had an ad agency since 1985, multicultural marketing and advertising, which is good for all of us, because this is a real world, I'm into this card. This is from the moon, and you all paid for my card. Thank you very much if you pay taxes in America, because that's a NASA photo from the moon. And so with China and America right now, you can't get anything over Ben. These Australians, he probably has a Vegemite in his soul, which gives him energy. So in essence, we have a beautiful show. I invite you all to tune in. Unify is broadcasting it. We're very lucky that Tammy, she's unreal. Miranda, that whole team. And we have great partners with OHM, with my great-grandfather, Rick Olfick. And, it's a lot of show. And it really doesn't stop throughout the entire show. We have Peace in Action. We have the Legacy group. So we did try to honor all, I will say, our friends after all these. This is the 21st anniversary for us doing the Peace Day event. And so, it's just good stuff, and lots of talent, and I'm hoping that Tammy and her daughter sing. I think that's it with me. And so it's on Unify, facebook.com/Unify. That'll be the broadcast. And I know it'll be something. Times Square is a good place. It is the crossroads of the world. And we're really working hard with it to make it an important event. The city's behind us. Actually, some of the things I would like to try to make happen, but it's not so easy. New York is a tough town, got 100,000 asylum seekers here in this town. I know the mayor, I know the governor, I know a lot of people for all these years. So we're working on it, but they're hardworking doing what they're doing. I'd love to pause New York City at 12 noon. That's one of my desires. The school system bank said he would, but I'm still working on that. And the immigration people, the parks people, if we could pause New York, that would be a big story. We're also doing some respectful prayers for Russia and Ukraine, for the island of Haiti and Dominican Republic. Some other kinds of things. We've been offered some famous people, so we're working, figuring that out too. So there's, it's a show time, and we're just doing the best. And knowing that a lot of you are in the show as well feels good. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Amazing, Paul. Amazing, Tammy. Thank you so much. This is so exciting. And Paul, congratulations. 21 years of just chipping away and building and building and building. And this year, you can feel it, is going to be something very, very special. Thank you, Tammy, for your amazing co-creative leadership and partnership and everything that's coming down the line. I did have Vegemite toast for breakfast about an hour ago, Paul. You're right. You're right on. And we're very, very excited about this coming together. And you look at the press release that has been, through what Tammy's put out there, is being seen by, potentially hundreds of millions of people. There's something coming this Peace Week, I tell you, and the International Day of Peace. These things are the seeds that have been planted for many, many years. What Rick Olfick and his team have been doing for 20 years, what Paul's been doing for more than 20 years, what Pathways to Peace have been doing for 40 years. You look at all of it coming together. There is a harvest time, and you can see that the plants are laden with fruit. So we're ready to go with our baskets. We've been weaving, and we're ready to collect a big, bountiful harvest. So thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Paul. Can't wait for this event on the 21st. It's going to be awesome. By the way, just for those who might be wondering, how does this all hang together? 11 days of global unity, Peace Week, Peace Day, Peace Month, Peace Weekend. Just really quickly. So Peace Week embraces, when the International Day of Peace is midweek, it goes from Saturday to Saturday, because some people have their events on the first weekend, some on the second weekend. So it just connects all of the different things happening around the International Day of Peace. the 11 Days of Global Unity, which started in 2004, start on September 11. Now, everyone in America and around the world know the significance of that date. From September 11th through to September 21 is the 11 Days of Global Unity. So these are overlapping and yet distinct events that are all part of the celebrations that are orientated around the International Day of Peace. So hopefully that clarifies things for a few people who might be wondering. Now, thank you again, Tammy. Thank you, Paul. We're so excited about what's to come. Tammy, was there anything else you wanted to say before we closed? You good? Lovely to see you and your daughter as always. Now, this is going to be exciting for Harry Uvegi. I tell you, Brand Earth has been building and bubbling and preparing to come out and launch in the world stage for many, many years. I think most of Harry's career, he's been building towards this. And then in World Unity Week with John Raymer, they got a website, they got their logo, they're ready to come out. They're doing amazing stuff around the world. They've been doing grassroots activities in multiple continents already. But Harry, this how are we doing? How are we traveling as we build up towards Peace Week? Welcome, Harry Uvegi.
Thank you. To be at this point of the evening after the following and what came forward all this evening is so extraordinary and awesome in terms of the opportunities that exist. I'm also wondering what I would say, but I'm attached to your logo on your screen that says Peace Week, and there's this dove behind you. And it invited the notion of the story of Noah, when here was one family together responsible for responding to a request to build an ark. And the ark responsibility was to carry all the species on the planet until the dove showed up, that there was land and that a new life could begin. And here we are so many thousand years later. We now have 8 billion people on the planet with the opportunity to co-create our pathway, not only to peace, but to have a symbiotic relationship with nature in a way that hasn't been expressed on the planet since the original people who are on the planet that are the wisdom keepers and who are now available to come forward in a very powerful way. So Brand Earth is devoted to that realm of becoming a different sort of view of brand, which is be respectful, accessing nature's diversity, which includes us. And understanding that premise, we have the opportunity to truly have a reconciliation, reciprocity, and a restory of where we came from in the past 400 or 500 years to where we can go forward from here. And everything starts from local. And for me, it's been nature of place, and the nature of place has been the island that I live on, which is Mannahatta. Mannahatta is the original term for Manhattan. And it's the principle based on living on a flourishing, thriving forest that the entire island was gifted to be on this part of the planet. And the original peoples lived here, the Lenape. And it wasn't until the early 1400s that the people from other side of the planet decided to find this place and decided to create something new for themselves without understanding who the other people were. And so Brand Earth is committed to this notion of understanding what a flourishing forest has become, a living, breathing, concrete jungle with millions of people living on it, and yet not having the relationship that we need to have, that I'm surrounded by. This notion of nature and how we have a relationship with the land. So Brand Earth has been gifted the opportunity to join this group by intuition and innate clicking of a screen, in which I ended up being on Humanity Rising and then the after chat. And from that moment when I met John Raymer on one of those events, we connected with each other and we've been together ever since. And this notion of what's happened just in the past 99 days of this radical collaboration is extraordinary in not only having met all these wonderful people, but the heart-centeredness of the commitment to having this become the reality for New Earth Rising has been extraordinary for me to not only participate, but experience. And I find that to be the path to resilience that we all seek. And when we have this opportunity to self-paradigm within ourselves, to disconnect from what's keeping us from this constant gift and request for Peace Week, it shouldn't be the Peace Week, it should just be peace. And that notion of how we get there is the journey that I've been on. And I look forward to this Peace Week in revealing the Manhattan Project revealed based on the principles of what I just shared, but also do radical collaboration with one of my favorite fiduciary biologists, Dr. Tamsin Willie Barker. She and I have been working very closely on this notion of living by design and having this opportunity to kind of turn everything upside down, actually, so that we could shake ourselves out of where we came from to recognize that there's another path. And the path is blessed with opportunities that have been gifted to us on a steady basis. Even through this mess, we have this opportunity that we still have food, we still have water, we still have air, however, not as best as it could be. But now we have the opportunity collectively that 8 billion members of the family can participate in this venue so that we all understand and participate in this as co-creators in our ability to create this brand Earth with New Earth Rising. And I can only thank you, Ben, John, Kurt, Brian. There's so many people. I didn't bring the sheet that has to locate everybody's name, but everybody that participates in helping Brand Earth move forward has been an extraordinary gift for me. And I'm so honored to be here with everyone to be able to bring this forward. And thank you, Ben, for being there as well.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you for everything you're bringing and sharing, and thank you for your sponsorship of these 99 Days of Peace Through Unity. Very generous, and Brand Earth is a co-sponsor of these whole 99 days from World Unity Week through to Peace Week. We're excited about what's going to unfold. I tell you got a hell of a partner there in John Raymer. He's going to make sure that Brand Earth is seen and known the world around, and may it be so. So thank you, Harry, for being with us. It's exciting what we can do together. I want to acknowledge the presence of Chief Phil. We hope to hear from you, Brother Phil. Before we are done, I'm looking forward to breaking bread with you very soon up on the lands of the western part of Turtle Island up there in the north. Kristen Hoffman, thank you for being with us. There are so many people here we want to hear from. But now it's time to go into the convergences and into one world. So let's enter together, friends, into this amazing, incredible, magical, mysterious, and beautiful place, this land of one world, where there are multiple convergence rooms, where there are magic canoes, where there are streams and trees and beautiful things arising. There's villages and capital cities and town halls, and it's a glorious, glorious possibility of what we can create. John Raymer, brother, thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all of your paddling, your ceaseless, tireless creativity, and your extraordinary devotion to humanity that has, helped to bring us to the precipice of Peace Week 2023. Brother John.
No, I love you, Ben. Thank you for what you've connected us all to. And thank you to everyone for what you're doing. One of the things, it's like that blind, the blind people looking at an elephant kind of thing right now. I don't think any one of us really knows what's going on here. It's amazing. I keep uncovering pockets of expressions of peace through unity that are just mind-blowing. So let's honor that it's really bigger than any one of us, but big enough for all of us. And this canoe keeps getting bigger and we keep paddling together. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, David. The list can go on. It's really inspiring. And you know what? I am a realistic optimist. It was 30 years ago today that the Oslo Accords, that Arafat and Yitzhak Rabin shook hands at the White House. Peace is not easy. So I take this privilege to serve you really seriously. I feel like this is the time for me to give everything I got. So if you're on this call, you have a role to play in Peace Week. And I just want to remind you and give you the support. I'm here with Becky as well. We've got 2 hub huddles tomorrow happening. So you could be someone who's planning to present during Peace Week, or you could be someone who's stewarding a convergence room. We have like 15 rooms going. Or you could have declared a mission or part of the 99 days. So yes, there is a place, oneworld.earth, that we've been connected and lets you stay connected between these moments. And that's where you can find out about the 2 hub huddles happening tomorrow. I could show it to you. It's really our collective wishes coming to light, because there's a place. In fact, I posted not too long ago the link to the latest recap. See, that's just was from this event we did with Radical Collaboration by Teaming Up. But hold on here. Sorry about that. I meant to show that. And I want to show you where you can find out about tomorrow. So if you're planning to participate and you've got questions or you need support, that's what we're here for. So let me show you again. So I'm back here, and I just happen to have opened this article. But if I click over here on the left to the hub, here you belong, you can always get help here. And you could learn about what role you might want to play. You could be a presenter or a room steward or a mission leader. There's support for you there, but there's also these events. And as you can see, now don't let the time confuse you, because it shows it in your time zone. I'm on the West Coast, so even though this is 11 a.m. EDT, it shows 8 a.m. over here. So Becky and I are going to be there. We want to take wherever's missing for you and what you need to prepare to either get your presentation scheduled in a convergence room or to find out how you can spread the word about what we're doing. This is a time unlike any other. Someone said the other day, and I couldn't stop thinking about that, the future is not like it was in the past. We're looking at a new set of opportunities and threats before us. And that's why I feel called to be in service here with you, Becky. I want to honor you, Becky, and our team with Ingrid and Karen and Tex and everyone who's giving of themselves just selflessly.
It's extraordinary. All of our convergence room stewards, and there are so many here. They're here who are joining us when they should be sleeping, and they're here in this Zoom room. And I see that there are a lot of really new people here, that this all may sound like a new language, because we have landed on a new earth. This is the new earth rising, and we are all here together in one world. I put some linky love in the chat and want to invite everyone to join our Mighty Network. That's what John just showed you. That's the first link that I just posted in that last series from me. And you join the Mighty Network for free. It's our one world. And there you'll meet over 1,000 other peace dreamers, peacekeepers, peace builders, and be able to weave with them, and also visit the hub and some of the other things that we have listed there, including tutorials to help you through if you're offering an event during Peace Week. The second link that I shared is to our, let me scroll up, remember, is to actually register. So many of you have put forth a presentation proposal, and we're matching you up. We hear the gong, might have to ring the gong in a minute. We match you up with a convergence room steward who's been helping you to get your event ready to appear on the calendar, which John is going to show you in a minute, on peaceweek.org. We want you, those of you especially who are new and you want to find out how to attend some of these things, if you take a moment to register at peaceweek.org/participate, there you can fill out the little checkbox that says attend, and you'll get some email love from us every day, sharing different events that are happening across convergence rooms, including in room 1. And then the last link, I'm going to tell you about the hub. Now we've mentioned the hub huddles that John and I have been offering for months now to get everybody ready for Peace Week. The hub is personed by as many of us, as many hours as we have people to person the hub. It's a Zoom room dedicated to you finding your way throughout the convergence. And if you're presenting and you need help with something, if you are a volunteer and you just want to pop by and offer some help, you're welcome to register on that spreadsheet that I listed there to sign up and be a hub holder. John and I hang out in there along with Ingrid and Tex and Karen and so many of us who go into the hub to help each other find our way. We'll have that link. This website that you're looking at is an emerging collaboration. So more events are being added pretty much every hour. And we will have a link to the hub listed on this website as well. So, John, I just want to, raise my glass. Everybody's driven me here to drink fruit juice concentrate so that my immune system stays strong for the next 10 days. Cheers, John. It's not wine, people. It's very strong berry juice. I recommend it, everybody. We need it. Gambate as we go forward. But John, I love you so much. I'm so grateful to every innovation and technological advance that you have realized for us so that we now have the answer to that perpetual question, where is the schedule? You go to peaceweek.org and you can look right there and find the calendar. So awesome.
I just want to acknowledge, that for Summer and I, we've drawn so much strength from this community. At a time when we got COVID and lived through that, but at a time when I could feel so many people exhausted, so many people wondering what have become of us, where are we going? So we've got a unique opportunity here, each of us in our own way. I wrote an article that says, AI doesn't care, you do. And what I feel I'm calling for in myself is a greater human understanding, a greater capacity to be humane and be present in service to each of us and all of us here. And that's what I'm inviting all of us to do, to realize this is the time. We are the ones. We can do it by just caring for each other and being more humane and being more supportive. Everybody has that capacity. And I feel if you're alive now, you must have got that Chinese fortune cookie. It said, may you live in interesting times. So it's the birth of the world happens during Peace Week. For those of you who are looking at the Jewish Hebrew calendar, this is Rosh Hashanah. It's just the synchronicity behind all the things that are happening. If there ever was a time for peace on earth, if there ever was a moment to bring that game forward and our hearts open and our hands there supporting each other. So let's talk to some of the folks, Becky, that are here. Like people taking on the SDGs and thought leaders there saying, hey, you know what? We need to do better. We need a rapid, deep transformation to move those SDGs forward. So is Joni still here? Because she's got a convergence room. So let's just remind everybody, you got all these different rooms. If you look at that Peace Week site, you could see the different rooms. In those rooms are all the events. You just saw me going down the whole list. Now you can't be everywhere. So you got to weave your thread of how we can connect to each other and turn what we have into what we need. Joni, I'm so glad you're here and you've stepped up to take on the next evolution of the SDGs. And tell us what you've got planned for Peace Week.
So the SDGs are the Sustainable Development Goals, and that's what the UN agenda is until 2030. And it's basically a 17-item to-do list for the world, and has everything to do with having world peace. And I was at a UN meeting and I spoke up, and the moderator called on me a second time. And at the end of the meeting, he said, oh, I was so glad to be able to bring you onto the floor the second time. And he said, all that fringy stuff isn't so fringy anymore, is it? And we had a good laugh about that. But I walked away and I thought, we're not on the fringe of anything. We're right in the center of something entirely different. And that something needs a very clear articulation. And I think it was during World Unity Week that either Audrey or Jonathan said something about a deep and rapid transformation. I thought that's really it. We've got to articulate, how do we bring this intelligence? Because we've got a lot of great methods. I mean, David is a great a great example, but there's so many people on this call and in our community who are doing phenomenal things. And so we're looking at how do we not just do the projects that fix the old paradigm, which are good and important projects, but what can we do that sets us up for deep and rapid transformation? And what do you have going in your world that is a calling or is a way to that? And if you have that, we want you to play in our room, in the Deep and Rapid Transformation room. And this room is a little bit of a collaboratory sandbox of a much larger project that's being launched. And that's a 6 to 9 month process where we do roundtables of roundtables of roundtables. We develop the economic intelligence like Harry's bringing to the table. We develop indigenous wisdom. We develop these in different roundtables and bring one person from education, one person from business, one person from each one of these ways of thinking to the next roundtable, and really pull these roundtables together. And we'll do this parallel to UN processes that are happening right now that are working for the Summit for the Future, as the UN is working on transforming itself and transforming global governance. We want to bring this wisdom to that. And so we're going to anchor this conversation to that over time. But before we launch into that big piece, we really want to just play during Peace Week. We just want to play, and we want to invite you to play, especially invite other people into the conversation with you in our room. That's what we would love to see, is cross-pollination in the room. It is really about transforming norms. Someone was saying that earlier, changing the norms. I think it was Rick. And really, what are these new norms that are going to cause deep and rapid transformation? So John, I don't know if you can put that in again, the form, but if you think of a program that you would like to bring to us, please put that on your participation form, the Deep and Rapid Transformation Room. And we'd love to have you in the sandbox with us.
Fabulous.
That's wonderful. And you're going to be in the hub tomorrow for the hub huddles, Joni? Will you be popping by there? Because we might have some people who come to the hub huddle tomorrow who might match and resonate. We could match you up. And you know, I don't know if you've heard the gong. I like to ring a gong now when we have a match. I think people come just for the gong. Don't you, Shonda? Shonda, you just come for the gong. Shonda's one of our amazing Convergence Room stewards as well.
One of the things that Joni was saying about the benefit of getting to know each other, connecting, coming into these different conversations around people you haven't met. Many of you may not have met Shonda and the Earth Mother Network yet. She's amazing, what she has brought to our community. This is the time to get each other.
Go ahead, John. Sorry. I'm over here playing with I apologize. My camera is down, so I'll bring my picture up here. Yes, I am Shonda Clausen. I'm Executive Director of the Earth Mother Network. We have many of our members that are presenting in the Gathering Convergence Room for Peace Week. And we invite everyone to stop in and see us. We also are the open arm convergence rooms for any missions that have not found a home. So we would like everybody to make it into the hub. We need to get Becky's gong up and going tomorrow. Becky, I will not be there at 10. I've got a live rehearsal tomorrow, but we will be there in the afternoon. Thank you, John.
No, thank you, Shonda. Thank you. I see we brought Hezekiah up. She's been doing some amazing work.
Yes, I was just looking to see how many of our stewards we have, because they're the ones that are doing so much lifting of this incredible community, this beloved community. And Hezekiah and I are 2 of 7 room stewards for the May Peace Prevail on Earth room. And so I wanted to give you a moment, Tez, to share and blessings about today. Hezekiah had this amazing event today, the Extraordinary Peace Awards, the Excellence Awards today from Pathways to Peace. It was so beautiful. I had to just say that because it was just so amazing.
Yes, I'm actually a little tired, and I will keep it really brief so I can go into the Peace by 2030 room, because Pathways to Peace and I am very committed to playing that game and becoming a part of that incredible initiative. So yes, Becky, thank you, and John as well for making the Exceptional Women of Peace Awards ceremony
the most beautiful, inspiring. I told Becky I was just so filled with love for all of these women, whether it's our leadership team or the past recipients of the award, and then these incredible two exceptional young women of peace and one exceptional woman of peace that received the awards today. It's just incredible. So let me talk for 1 second about the May Peace Prevail on Earth Room. I am so honored and blessed to be one of the 7 Star Sisters, and Becky is one of them as well. And we steward that room. We have, all of us have contributed our individual events, and then we've come together to, in radical collaboration for some of those other events. So, so after the opening ceremony on Saturday, where Pathways to Peace Youth are going to be a part of that. Thank you, John and Ben, for inviting that, having the youth voice. After that, we have at, I believe it's 6:30, where Fumi is hosting an event with our Japanese colleagues and friends in our room. And each of the 7 sisters will be a part of that, sharing some wisdom about really how to unite, inspire, ignite the passion of the UN around peace. And so that will be occurring every day other than Peace Day at 11 to 12:30 Eastern Time. The 7 sisters host a coming together to activate peace. We hope you can join in that. It will be a time of reflection, meditation, and inspiration. Nina will be broadcasting from Poland on the 21st, and we have a live event in our room from 11 to 11:59 before we go to Times Square on Peace Day. And we think the sisters are going to have a couple of little minutes where we can leap for joy for peace and on the big screen in Times Square. So details to be following. And then Nina's amazing broadcast from Poland. I'll be talking about the girls' shelter for girls who say no to female genital mutilation in the Republic of Guinea and are homeless. So the girls' shelter, very exciting. One of the missions that exists here at in our 99 days of peace through unity, and it's happening. So many more events. So please check out the May Peace Prevail on Earth Room. You won't be sorry. We welcome you. We hope you'll join us. And there are extraordinary things happening there for Peace Week. Thank you.
Fabulous, fabulous. It is amazing. You know, Becky, you probably know this. I'm headed to Vancouver. And that opening ceremony is going to be with Brother Phil right there. He's down the road from Hubcast. It's really amazing. And I think Phil's here as well for what this bringing together. Not only will Ben be flying in and others are coming there in this area, because we know that, you know, change happens locally. So the fact that the PO zones for Peace on Earth, here we are in this bio region. There you are, Brother Phil. And the connections, I mean, this radical collaboration is building incredible bridges between 4 Worlds and Brand Earth and the Hague Center and the work of Adriana Alvarez and what she's doing, La Ventana. I mean, it's really amazing, guys. There's so much potential. Part of what we're learning is how to evolve the potential that's in the space. That's one of the challenges here. Phil, you look great. It's good to see you looking well. I know you've been inspired and writing. Talk to us. We're going to see you in a few days. Summer and I are coming up. Yep, and be together for this upcoming Peace Week.
Well, you know, first of all, I'd just like to extend a very warm
and loving handshake and embrace to each and every one of you who is here on this call, who are manifesting as umbilical cords, as our mothers were to us in the womb world, spiritual umbilical cords to this physical world of time and space. I want to give thanksgiving to the Creator to, at this point in history, to be part of what's called of our human family, indigenous peoples. Because what is really needed, if we look what's happening around the world, this incredible crisis we're in, $33 trillion in debt here in the United States, our relatives in Africa rising up in Gabon, the whole world is going through a tremendous change. All the old paradigms, outworn, materialistic paradigms are collapsing, and a whole great paradigm is emerging. And one of the teachings that was taught to me, I'm just beginning to understand, is a great gift that the only people that can teach the person or people with the whip what forgiveness and unconditional love is about is the people or individuals who are being whipped. Now, that's a really tough one. But I think what's happening is we are here at this incredible threshold, and they say it's darkest before the dawn. Here we are. And the thing is, the doorway we have to enter, we have to let go of everything. Titles. We have to let go and realize we're one human family. Each of us, every one of us, is a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. And what's unfolding is a divine plan that began from the very beginning that has no beginning. We are coming to that place where we're emerging from our adolescence as a human family to the beginning of this incredible era of our spiritual maturity. And so for myself, just to conclude, our Creator sometimes, it makes outside seem like fire and vengeance, but inwardly it's purifying water. And so the last months I've had to have a back operation. And after that was done, they discovered I have severe arthritis in my right hip. They want to replace my hip. At the same time, because I watched Ben and others traveling around the world here and there, and I can remember myself doing the same. The Creator said, stop. So I got a chance to write. Really excited writing. And everything I've heard, about paradigms, I've been reading what John's been sharing with me and so forth. And so I've gotten a chance to write a book. It's called The 7 Fires of Global Unity, Pathways to 8 Fire of Global Harmony, which just I won't get into it because we'll be sharing it on the 24th. I fully agree. All nation states will make a binding treaty to end war by 2030. This will be the beginning of world peace. Another chapter is this unfolding, the unity of thought in world undertakings, which we can see everywhere. Another chapter is, which is unfolding, the unity of spirituality and religion, the cornerstone of peace itself. The third fire, unity of races, when all that dwell on Mother Earth will fully understand the prior unity and wonders of our human family and all life, and that each of us is a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, everlasting. Unfolding the unity of nations. Now, this goes beyond the political piece. When all the peoples of Mother Earth will regard themselves as citizens of one common Mother Earth, one common motherland. Unfolding unity and freedom when we realize that every human being, whoever they are, must be treated with love and justice. And then finally, which is that which will lead to this global harmony, the unity of language. When humanity will choose either existing or invented language that will, along with our mother tongue, which must be protected, that we will emerge to have a world in which we can communicate with every human being with a common in a universal language along with our mother tongue, which will result in a world language, world literature, and a uniform system of currency, weights, and measures, and so forth. So I'm real excited about where we're at. And I just want to say, while at this one hand, I mean, really, we are really in a deep, deep crucible of change. Incredible. But this is the time for us to truly arise with one heart and one mind and many bodies. A time to truly, truly, with our whole heart and soul, devote ourselves to this incredible opportunity, this incredible gift we have to be alive, to physically be here, to witness not only change on this planet, but an entire galactic change. Because we know from the understanding of paired electrons that there is a power that instantaneously connects everything, and anything we do affects everything in this universe. And we have been chosen somehow. I don't understand. It's so far beyond my understanding. On this Mother Earth, literally, we are that place in which the entire universe is simultaneously, everywhere, all at once, is being transformed. So I want to thank you all and give you a big hug. And I'm just so excited about you all coming up here. I found that studio 15 minutes from my house. At the same time, we have representatives from the government of China coming here to try to negotiate how we can go forward in extraction with, at the same time, have balance in this, because we know we have to extract. We also have our dear sister coming from the Hague Center here at the same time. So I'm so thankful the Creator, this old guy here, can be here with my beautiful wife and son, and I don't have to travel around right now. So thank you so much. God bless you, and thank you, Harry, for all your work, for everybody here. I could go name every one of you, almost, I know, in the tremendous work you've been given and are doing. Each of us is a sacred thread of this whole holy divine design that has been at the very core or very beginning that has no beginning of the prior unity and oneness of our human family in all life. Hawlemi chante washtelo, shugmanohe meado, chinupasaba medo, hawlemi chante washte. Aho.
Aho. Aho. Aho. All right. We ride again, Brother John Raymer. That's right, Phil. You don't have to go anywhere. The world is coming to you, which is wonderful. As it should be.
Oh, I mean, that story earlier about Ethiopia, we were together there, thanks to Unity of the Earth with Phil, lighting that fire. Kristen was there with the peace flame. I mean, the fire of one love. I mean, it's a story that Steven Spielberg would be inspired to write. There you are, dear sister. Oh my gosh. I remember the compassion torch and the peace flame and the lamp of unity and that sight, that night, that moment. Oh my gosh, like it was yesterday.
And just as we bring in Kristen, I want to acknowledge Steve Dinan, because it was Stephen Dinan's air miles that flew Brother Phil to Ethiopia. And we'd never met, but Steve said, I think he might have introduced us back in the day. So credit to you, Steve. And all these things coming together in a beautiful way. Phil, it's great that you're well and healthy. And it's very, very exciting. We're going to hear a reflection from Kristen. We're going to acknowledge the Cosmic Madonnas are coming up Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be incredible. I want to make sure that that gets presenced, and then we'll close this incredible gathering. But Kristen, it's so great to have you with us. Welcome.
It's so great to be with you, Ben and John and dearest Chief Phil. I love you, brothers. And I'm just feeling the joy of our coming together again and this culmination of this 99-day season of peace. I feel like every time it begins, it's become this new season of peace. And we have really been building together and feeling into this evolution of spirit and of our collective expression. And I was just asking Ben, what do you feel like I might speak to tonight? And he said, divine love. And I said, oh my goodness, this is my favorite subject. And as I've been listening, I had this little transmission come in, and I just want to invite everyone to put your hand on your heart. This came to me as I was receiving all of your goodness. We are powerfully tuned receivers and manifestors of divine love. And the more we as humanity go deep within and listen, the more we can receive that beautiful and mysterious signal clearly. As we retune together in this frequency of divine love, and then we go out and share our unique gifts into this world from this highest collective resonance, we naturally begin to harmonize and manifest heaven on earth. And as you have your hand on your heart, I was feeling into this beautiful heart. Our heart is this literal vessel for divine love. It's an interpreter and a translator of spirit. So as we're going through this week, we're going to be doing a lot of talking, but let's always remember to come back to the heart. Come back to this heartbeat, this rhythm, this pulse of the earth that we are all tuning into. Let's remember that this channel for divine love, this mysterious connection that is flowing through us all, through each and every heart, is as important as what we are saying in that moment, right? We both must be listening and interpreting and then sharing, and do it over and over again. And by going back to the heart, we can really make sure that everything we're sharing is finely tuned through that vessel of divine love. So love you all so much. I think it's going to be a beautiful week. I know it's going to be a beautiful week. And I am really looking forward to sharing music, which I feel is my gift, that is my special connection and way to share divine love. But each and every one of us have a gift. We're each playing our unique and important part. And so as we're in this special space together this week, just ask yourself each and every day, what is my part that I'm playing in this symphony, in this orchestra of peace? What is my part? How can I share my gift to this world ever more clearly and ever more lovingly and in tune with the whole? Love you all so much. And I see dear friends on the screen. Love you all so, so much. Thank you, Ben, for calling us back again into this incredible space.
Thank you, beloved sister. Thank you. We're excited about what's about to unfold and take place, and we approach this with joy and gratitude and enthusiasm, which is such a beautiful word. So maybe just to close us, perhaps Olivia Cheever, you might just say a few words in the spirit of honoring the divine Madonna, the cosmic Madonna, the divine mother, in the flow of what Kristen has just shared so graciously. Let's close our meeting today. Want to acknowledge you, Ingrid, for everything you do to support everybody in the hub archangel, I think, and one of the hub archangels. But thank you so much, Ingrid, for everything you do. It's what it takes. It's what it takes. It takes all of us stepping in with generosity and selfless service. Thank you to you and Karen and everyone. So let's close now, Olivia, with whatever comes to your heart.
My heart is so full of gratitude, and I'm so grateful to you, Chief Brother Phil, for your generosity in coming to our elders and youth gathering this summer and sharing your light and your wisdom. And I'm so honored that we are bringing the vessel of Salvador Dali's divine global feminine love of the cosmic Madonna in partnership with the divine mother's father, child, everything. We are truly entering this time of partnership, which goes back to many, many, many eons that we lived in partnership on the earth. So I am so thrilled to be part of this group, to help you notice around you how already you are embodying the cosmic Madonna in partnership. There are all these signs and synchronicities around us. We just have to open our hearts, as Kristen just said, and let it be the vessel of divine love in harmony with the pulse of Mother Earth, because our hearts can beat in harmony with the Schumann resonance of Mother Earth. So we are truly all one in the circle of life. As Blackout told us many, many, many years ago, we are the rainbow ring coming together again. Aho, I'm so honored to be here with all of you and with our wonderful panel, which will be on the 19th at 6 to 7:30 on Unity Earth TV. Yay! So grateful to all of you with much, much love. Aho.